Welcome to the first SITREP report produced by the We the Media Network. This is your update for February 3rd, 2025. I'm your host and the owner of the We the Media pages, Jordan Sather. I was producing these daily reports on my personal video channels, but from now on they will be hosted on the We the Media YouTube and Rumble accounts. We the Media was started in 2021 as a collective of citizen journalists working to combat legacy media narratives and bring real news analysis and commentary to the people. We have now expanded We the Media to X, Truth Social, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, along with YouTube and Rumble platforms where these SITREPs and other special report videos will be hosted. Please follow on your preferred platforms and share our content widely. A website and locals community will be coming soon. We appreciate your support. On to today's news. The U.S. Agency for International Development getting exposed. Staffers at the U.S. Agency for International Development were told the agency's main building in Washington was closed today and they should work from home. The email came early Monday morning, soon after tech mogul and President Donald Trump ally Elon Musk said he had spoken to the president, who agreed to close down the agency. Quote, "With regard to the USAID stuff, I went over it with him in detail and he agreed that we should shut it down," end quote, Musk said in a live X Spaces early Monday morning. Trump has tasked Musk with leading the Department of Government Efficiency Group, which is exploring where cuts can be made in the executive branch. The call by Trump and Elon to shut down USAID is being met by hostility from the establishment, with puppet politicians and media heads claiming that this money is, quote, "going to make people starve and the poor and needy will go broke." Although on X, citizen journalists are digging into exactly where this USAID money went and are finding millions of dollars in grants going to fund things like dance classes for the State Department and NGO, quote, disinformation fact checkers, among many other wasteful things. Just this morning, Trump appointed Marco Rubio as acting director of the U.S. Agency for International Development. Many are beginning to realize that USAID is largely used as a CIA money laundering scheme, and it looks like its time is drawing to a close. Moves by Doge. The Department of Government Efficiency tweeted last night that through January 29th, they have canceled 85 DEI-related contracts, already saving America $1 billion by ridding these wasteful initiatives throughout dozens of agencies. Elon held his first X Spaces chat on the Doge account last night, updating on progress of the agency. Elon discussed the first report on the COVID lab leak from the CIA and dove into how corrupt many of the funding from USAID is. Also in a report from last Friday, Elon Musk and Doge have also gained access to Treasury payment system networks. It will be interesting to see how that money was used. Doge is also looking at government-funded news media. The newly formed Delivering on Government Efficiency subcommittee in the House of Representatives has invited the heads of NPR and PBS to testify on Capitol Hill to defend the federal funding they receive despite their, quote, systemically biased content. Fox News Digital obtained copies of the letters sent to NPR CEO Catherine Mayer and PBS Paul Kerger on Monday morning from Doge Subcommittee Chair Marjorie Taylor Greene, who intends to address concerns about their, quote, blatantly ideological and partisan coverage at an upcoming hearing. The letter sent to Maher cited NPR's decision not to report on the Hunter Biden laptop scandal in October 2020. NPR said at the time, quote, "We don't want to waste our time on stories that are not really stories, and we don't want to waste the listeners' and readers' time on stories that are just pure distractions," end quote. On to the FBI. FBI supervisors across the country have received questionnaires to distribute to certain agents in their field offices containing questions about the agents' possible work on January 6 Capitol cases. A source familiar with the matter told CBS News the questionnaires are being sent to more than 1,000 FBI agents and non-agent support personnel in field offices across the country, as well as FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. The questions, obtained by CBS News, ask what role the respondent may have played in any cases, such as acting as an agent, providing management support, or collecting online data. The survey also asks if the respondent made any arrests, conducted interviews, participated in search warrants, testified in court, or appeared before a grand jury. In other reports of this story, FBI agents are said to be in a panic, and a protest by employees and former employees Monday at the Washington field offices and headquarters are in the planning stages. Trump's tariffs on Canada and Mexico. On Saturday, President Trump enacted substantial tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China. These measures are designed to address pressing national concerns, including illegal immigration, drug trafficking, and trade imbalances. The administration has imposed a 25% tariff on all goods from Canada and Mexico, with a 10% tariff specifically on Canadian energy exports. Imports from China are now subject to a 10% tariff. According to a new KPMG survey, nearly half of Canadian businesses, 48%, are actively planning to move production or investments to the United States to stay competitive, while 60% are exploring acquisitions in the U.S. market. Trump is meeting with both the Canadian and Mexican presidents today by phone. In his call with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, they reached an agreement to pause the tariffs for 1 month while negotiations proceed, and Mexico will be sending 10,000 of their own troops to the border to help stop drug trafficking. Zelensky says only a fraction of U.S. aid money made it to him. In an interview with the Associated Press over the weekend, Zelensky admitted that only about $75 billion of the total $177 billion in U.S. aid money sent to Ukraine actually made it to him. Yet more corruption with foreign aid money is being exposed. It's a wonder where the extra $100 billion in unaccounted for money has gone. Denmark wants to hold on to Greenland. Denmark's prime minister insisted on Monday that Greenland is not for sale and called for a robust response from her European Union partners should the U.S. President Trump press ahead with his threat to take control of the island. Quote, "I will never support the idea of fighting allies, but of course, if the U.S. puts tough terms on Europe, we need a collective and robust response," end quote, Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen told reporters in Brussels as EU leaders gathered for defense talks. The World Health Organization begs the U.S. to stay. Global leaders have been called on to force President Donald Trump to reverse his decision to withdraw U.S. taxpayer contributions to the World Health Organization. The UN's agency chief is predicting a catastrophic financial outcome if Trump goes ahead with his campaign promise to suspend funding and recall all U.S. government personnel working with the institution. AP reports for 2024-2025, the U.S. is the WHO's biggest donor by far, putting in an estimated $988 million, roughly 14% of the UN agency's $6.9 billion budget. Border updates. U.S. Marines have now been deployed to Guantanamo Bay to assist with the detention of criminal illegal aliens at the military detention camp reserved for enemy combatants. The deployment of additional troops to Guantanamo also comes as Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth recently said, quote, "All options are on the table," when he was asked if the U.S. will use military force against the cartels in Mexico. President Donald Trump's administration has reached a deal to grant the Texas National Guard new authority to make immigration arrests this weekend. Approximately 4,000 National Guardsmen were deputized. Texas Governor Greg Abbott referenced the deal on social media, saying it would, quote, "boost manpower for border security." Under the agreement, Texas National Guard troops would be able to arrest illegal immigrants so long as there is a U.S. immigration officer or Border Patrol agent present. That concludes our report for today. Please subscribe to this channel for continued videos and updates. All of the links to We the Media's accounts will be in the description below. See you tomorrow for the next SITREP.